I love going live. I just love it. There's no planning, there's no editing, there's no nothing. And I wanted to go live today because I am doing this money challenge that is helping me reclaim certain things about my relationship with money. We all have a relationship with money. We all have different views and beliefs about money. And in so many ways, I have given my power away to money. Money has dictated my life so much in ways that I haven't even realized. I've been slowly unraveling and reclaiming my power from money. But it definitely still has a hold of me, and I want to talk more about that and how I have been unconscious to the power that money has over me. For example, starting off with, I'm sure a lot of you know what I used to do, what my job used to be, I used to be an accountant, right? And I didn't really want to be an accountant. As a kid, I wasn't dreaming of typing in numbers and working on a computer and staring at a screen for 8+ hours a day. That was just not my dream. My dream was to be a teacher. That was one of the dreams. Being a princess, being... what else? Anything else? Teacher. I wanted summers off, but I also really wanted to help kids and work with kids and help them on their journey, and share and help people, until and I wanted to be a makeup artist at one point, and I wanted to be a YouTuber at another point, and I told my dad that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do these, different phases. At first it was a teacher, then it was a makeup artist, then it was being a YouTuber. And I told my dad these things, and long story short, they didn't make enough money. These jobs didn't make enough money. And what does money give you? In my experience and how I've been taught is it gives me security, stability, safety. It gives me life. It allows me to survive and live, right? So because the things that I really wanted to do in life didn't make enough money, I was definitely steered in the direction of making more money. Money was more important than many things. I think in a lot of ways, people may think that money gives you happiness, and money gives you satisfaction, and it gives you success. And I think I'll share about other things that I've thought that money has given me as well that are just beliefs and they're not true. And let's just say I have prioritized money in my life so much more than I've prioritized my well-being, how I've spent my time, my happiness, feeling purpose and fulfillment in my life. It's just, making money has just been so much more important until I was making a good amount of money doing the accounting thing. You've probably heard me say this a million times. If you're new, then this is the first time. I used to be an accountant. So when I was doing that and I was 3 years in and I was staring at that screen and I was spending all of my time, well, not all of it, but most of it, I was spending most of my time sitting on my desk in my home, living the American dream, spending 40+ hours a week doing something that I was good at, but I fucking hated it, and I dreaded it, and I dreaded waking up in the morning, and at some point it just became so heavy that I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I decided that money wasn't going to dictate the way that I was going to live my life and the way that I was going to spend my time. And I decided that I would do pretty much anything to do what I love and do what makes me happy and feel fulfilled. Obviously, money. Okay. I'm not saying that money isn't, important. I think it's deprioritizing and becoming more neutral is, a pathway to feeling more abundance. Because if you're just clinging on to it and you're, grasping at it and you're, imagine that money is a person and you're in a relationship with that person. We're in a relationship, me and money. And if I'm needy and I'm clingy and I'm no, never go. I'm going to hold on to you. That person ain't going to want to stick around, And if it's I'm not grateful for you. You just fucking cause more problems. You're just the worst. You cause people to be turned into evil. You're just bad. Bad news. Money is bad. That's not going to make them want to stick around either. One second. I'm not saying that money isn't, that I don't want any money. I would love money. I do love it. I love it. Having more of it would be amazing. Having a ton of it that I don't even know what to do with would be awesome. That's the goal, to have more money than I know what to do with, right? But it's also about reclaiming my power and not giving my power away to this thing. And ways that I've been doing that, yes, I quit my job and I decided that my happiness and my fulfillment was not going to come from a piece of paper, right? It sounds silly when you think of it like that. I usually never have money on me, but just to show you, and I wanted to share also about this exercise that I was doing was, and this is an exercise if you would like to do it as well, but if you had all of the money in the world, what would that give you? And if it's a tangible thing, what would that emotion or state of being be? And I'm going to go down my list of these things that I wrote down just yesterday. So this is super new to me. I'm not saying that I'm a master in manifesting money yet. I would say that I am a pretty decent manifester of other things. This is just kind of the next thing for me. And I'm just going to share what I wrote. I'm not a professional. So I wrote down I would have $0 balances on my credit cards and my loans. And that would give me the feeling and the state of mind that would give me would be peace of mind, lightness, and confidence. I would be able to travel the world, which would give me freedom, adventure, expansion, the feeling of awestruck, being awestruck. I would own my dream home. I would have security, stability. I'd feel grounded. I would feel proud. See, I don't want to do all of these, but let me see. I would help humans all around the world with basic living needs, like food, water, shelter. This would make me feel purpose, accomplishment, feeling of making a difference. I would feel passionate. I would feel generous, motivated, inspired, empowered. And today's assignment, that was yesterday, today's assignment is letting go of these stories that money gives you these things. And I'm looking at this, right? Wow, she's fucking rich. I mean, I am rich. I'm abundant, It's really just, it's a state of mind. This, okay? Basically, what I'm saying and what my beliefs have been saying is that this piece of paper, okay? I'm grateful for it. It's awesome. But I'm giving my power away and saying that this piece of paper is giving me peace of mind. It's giving me confidence. It's giving me security within myself, security and feeling safe in my body and in my environment. it gives me pride. This allows me to feel proud of myself. How ridiculous is that? Like, this is what makes me proud to be who I am. This is what makes me feel accomplished. This is what makes me feel purpose and passion and generosity and motivation and inspiration. This thing gives me motivation and inspiration and empowerment. This thing gives me excitement, relaxation, right? It's like all of these things that money gives you, and it's just this piece of paper. Why can't I feel these things now? Why can't I feel proud of myself now? Why can't I feel satisfied and successful now? Why can't I feel these things? And it's because I'm giving my power away to this piece of paper. It's a neutral resource. It's not good, it's not bad. It's not more important, less important. It's just a piece of paper. And how many humans give their power away and dedicate their life, and their number one priority is this piece of paper and acquiring more pieces of paper. And it's slowly been a deprioritization and more neutral thing for me in adjusting my relationship to these pieces of paper, right? Ideally more pieces of paper. But it sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? It's like, this makes me feel confident. This makes me feel confident. This makes me feel successful. So yeah, soon I'm gonna burn this piece of paper. That's what extra credit assignment was. Burn this piece of paper and just let go of the beliefs and the stories that these pieces of paper give me. These things that I would like to experience now, and it's really the beliefs that are preventing me from experiencing it now, and me giving my power away to this thing. It's not the thing itself, It's not our perception. It's how we interpret our perception. It's how we interpret the perception. If that makes sense. Like, my perception is this. I'm seeing this, right? But it's my interpretation of what this means. It's not just a piece of paper, right? Even though that it kind of is. Let me know if any of this resonates with you. If anything is coming up for you that money gives you, but can kind of realize that it's not really what money gives you. And maybe any beliefs that you're working on, and if you're trying to heal your relationship with money. Because obviously, it does help this world go round, and it helps us to have more things, right? The things. But it's really what the feeling provokes of acquiring those things, right? Like, I'm staring at my paintings right now. I could buy painting things, right? I could buy paint, and I could buy a canvas, and I could buy paintbrushes with this money. But it's really like, what emotions does that being able to do that provoke? Like creativity and expression and freedom, right? But do we really need the money in order to experience those things? Can we experience those things now? Adventure, like traveling the world, right? Traveling the world and the money that I could use to travel the world, that I will use to travel the world, helps me feel adventurous, right? But I live on a lake and I can go kayaking, and I've barely gone kayaking this year. It's like money doesn't give me adventure. I can just go outside. You know? I could just go outside. Luckily, I can just go in my backyard and grab a paddle and take the kayak off the rack, you know, and see what happens. But yeah, just the idea that money gives us those things, and it's not really the money. That's kind of what I'm realizing right now.